Julia is the creator behind GeoBreeze Travel. She is a points and miles strategist who creates step-by-step tutorials on the GeoBreeze YouTube channel and Instagram. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Hi.
Questions that the listeners might actually be interested in. So I'm in Houston, major international airport, too, actually, I believe. So what about people who are in like smaller hubs? Do you have tips or advice for them?
If you want to get one of those glitz and glamour flights over an ocean in business class, like Emirates or Singapore Airlines or Cathay Pacific or something like that, focus on getting over the ocean however you can. So, for example, if you are based in Arkansas, there's not going to be anything from Arkansas over to Asia, but there's going to be a lot of stuff from Texas over to Asia or from Texas over to Europe. So maybe you just search Seats.aero or PointMe or any of those tools for something that gets you over the ocean. And then you're going to find, oh, here's a flight from Chicago over to Germany. Then just go ahead and book that flight with points. It's going to be a business class flight. And then work on the positioning flight separately. So once you have your big flight booked, then you're going to book your flight from Arkansas over to Chicago. And that works with destinations that are small airports as well. So a lot of people want to go to Santorini, Greece, but there's not really a good way to just fly directly in to Santorini. So most of the time, people will just fly into Athens, into Istanbul, into Switzerland or something like that, and then buy a cheap cash flight into Santorini. If you can be a little bit flexible with your routing there, especially if you're with a small airport, then you are much more likely to find great flight deals. That being said, my airline of choice these days is American Airlines, because for certain rewards tickets, if the seat is available, there's not an extra charge for the positioning flight. So for example, my husband and I recently flew Las Vegas to Los Angeles to Doha, Qatar, to Cairo, Egypt. And so if you just do that Los Angeles to Qatar leg in Q Suites, which is the best business class flight in the world, by the way. If you just do that segment, the best price you'll probably find on American Airlines is 70,000 points per person one way. But then if you tack on the Las Vegas to Los Angeles leg, and then you tack on the last leg from Qatar over to Egypt, the entire thing is still just 70,000 points. And a lot of people really like to use that route instead of going to Egypt to go to the Maldives, because if we had instead did Las Vegas to Los Angeles to Doha to the Maldives, still just 70,000 points, all in for business class, best business class in the world. And that's like a $12,000 ticket if paid for with money. So American Airlines is a fantastic program. Difficult to use because most of the credit card transfer partners like Chase or Amex or Capital One don't transfer to American Airlines. You either need to just have an American Airlines credit card or transfer in Bilt points, which is another reason Bilt is fantastic. But that is a long answer to what do you do if you're in a small airport? If everything I said was just the most confusing thing ever, where you're like, we're transferring, there's Bilt, there's Qatar, there's Maldives, like what just happened there? We have a free points and miles one-on-one course for you guys. It's a geobreezetravel.com/free course. It will walk you through everything that you need to know for earning points and redeeming them for your first redemption. And then also in that course, we have a whole bunch of other cool freebies. Like there's a hotel upgrade email template that I use and hundreds of my followers have used for getting free upgrades and amenities at hotels. Even if you don't have any particular status with the hotel, even if you've never stayed with that hotel chain before, try out the email template. Maybe you get a birthday card, maybe you get a cupcake or a full-size cake or a room upgrade or some champagne or chocolate-covered strawberries. I always like to see what people get whenever people write to me via email or tag me in their Instagram stories on what kinds of upgrades and amenities they get.
And like the listening audience, we have unfortunately reached the wrap. For a feature in a future video, drop a comment below and I will video reply, or hit the subscribe and follow button. Thanks for coming on the show, Julia. Please tell the viewers where they can learn more about you.
So I mostly hang out on Instagram, where my handle is GeoBreeze Travel. I also have a YouTube and a podcast by the same name, and I have a newsletter every week where we will prepare different personalized tutorials for people. If you're like, hey, how do I get from San Francisco over to India on points? We handle all of that through the newsletter, so please subscribe to that as well.
How do they sign up for the newsletter?
Really by signing up for any of my things, they'll be automatically added to the mailing list. But if you sign up for that free course, that's probably the easiest way, just by going to geobreezetravel.com/free course.